Hi all, welcome to this Southampton team predictions video. This one is probably mostly going to stay the same for what I would assume. There might be some individual players experiencing upgrades, but we'll get into this as we get through it. So hopefully you find this useful. Smash like always, sub to the channel if you're new, follow me on Twitter, @GLegend. All links are down below for posting the channel and social media links as always, and comment down below your thoughts on the Southampton predictions. Who do you think could get an upgrade, downgrade, stay the same, all that kind of good stuff. But Southampton's a bit of a tricky one, obviously, because players that are due to leave are going elsewhere, coming back in and so forth, so it's a bit tricky on that kind of like regards, as it were, but we'll do our best with it and we'll get hopefully near enough on point with it. Obviously the big one that will deal with the elephant in the room, which is Højbjerg. Obviously we still kept him in this for now just because of like cards and that, and basically the team itself doesn't have like a full capacity, as it were. But Højbjerg, we predict he'll go at least up 1 to 78, maybe just general, maybe 2, but general stats across the board, so like maybe his passing, dribbling, defending probably over 75, maybe shooting up 1, physical maybe to 80, but yeah, so he's obviously now at Spurs, so I expect a few people to see that in the comments. Well, Højbjerg doesn't play for Southampton, I'm aware he is now signed at Tottenham, but it's just due to squad, but also just due to how the graphics have been done, and when I did this it was done before the deal was confirmed, so that's kind of why I did that. But back to the starting 11, goalies and defence and all that. McCarthy, just kind of keeping him as he is, don't really see him going up or down, if I'm honest. I think that's kind of going to be the kind of consensus with a lot of this team. Most of them staying as they are. Bednarak probably staying as he is. I don't really see enough to convince me that he'll go up or down. And kind of the same for like Vestergaard, Bertrand, and if I'm honest, if anything, Vestergaard could actually even go up 1 because he seems to have had a half decent season, but at the same time I was trying to like justify myself of like, does he really go up 1 or does he stay the same? I think the reason why I was unsure was because the amount of goals that Southampton has conceded, and also the hammering that they took against Leicester is probably a big part of that as well, potentially, if they were to factor in any ratings. Cedric, if he's obviously going to go back to Arsenal or stay at Southampton, I'm not 100% sure. It's like, I believe it's like 50-50 with everything going on there, but we will see. As we said about Højbjerg, probably an upgrade at least of 1 or 2. Ward-Prowse likely to go up at least 1, maybe even 2 himself. He bagged himself an inform, but I think realistically he's at least going up 1, kind of one of Southampton's best players this season, alongside Stuart Armstrong, who I believe is worthy of an upgrade as well. He is actually due an upgrade of 2 if gets an upgrade, so it puts most of his stats over 75 or close to them if they were to happen. So having 5 base stats over 75, say, or close to 75, and defending maybe over 65, all he needs is an inform and he could be pretty much pushing 80 plus club for most areas, bar defending obviously. But yeah, so Stuart Armstrong, another player that I feel deserves an upgrade. Oriol Romeu, I don't think will do much to get an upgrade either. I feel he deserves staying as he is. The most likely player within the whole team that should be worthy of an upgrade, and a significant one at that, is Danny Ings. Had an absolutely phenomenal season. Big reason why Southampton not only stayed up, but they actually kind of showed a bit of really good form after like post lockdown. He was unlucky to not get the golden boot. He obviously he had 2 informs and a team of season moments, and I feel his stats would probably get based around the inform. Like the first inform, they might make him say slightly better or near enough the same, depending how they want to boost it, because at the moment the stats that we've gave him for the 81 would not even actually mirror the 81 inform. So they may boost the shooting quite significantly. We've boosted it up 7 in regards, but they may be generous and just play around all the stats a bit more just to kind of boost them up significantly. So that puts him from a 76 to an 81. That we might be going overkill for rating, but I feel he deserves at least a +4 or +5 just solely on the basis of this season. Nathan Redmond, keep as he is. Don't really see him doing anything that merits an upgrade. On to subs and reserves. Gunn, Holt, if Gunn I'd suspect might stay the same or downgrade of 1. Don't really see him changing much with Holt. If he still stays part of Southampton, he either will stay 75 or maybe a downgrade of 1 to a 74. Van Valerie, if he actually stays part of the team with everything going on behind the scenes, might stay as he is. Not really enough game time to kind of justify an upgrade or a downgrade. On to Dale Stephens, I feel has done just enough to merit going a gold, whether it be +1 or +2. Not 100% sure what exactly, but I would imagine at least a minor upgrade will help his cause. Gineppo, I don't feel has done just enough to sneak into a gold, but I feel he'll stay a silver at least. If he goes gold, then it will just be +1 and it'll just be minor upgrades accordingly. Then on to McQueen and other like the younger talents within the team. If they're still kind of really part of them, that's kind of where it gets a little bit tricky. Like your likes of McQueen, Hesketh, Sims, Obafemi. If they still kind of stay part of the team, I'd imagine most will stay as they are. Obafemi will experience an upgrade. He might be the only one, mainly because he has been playing a bit of game time up front for Southampton. The other one that has been getting a bit of game time amongst like the younger players as well is, I'm trying to remember who it is. He's not actually got a card in FIFA, I think. Now I'm trying to find him. I know who I'm meaning. It's quite a long-winded name. Young talent. He's not got a card in FIFA, I think, for what I'm seeing in my notes. But I'd imagine he'd be either like a bronze or a silver. Then Walker Peters, obviously, is now signed permanently. I'd imagine he'll stay around the silver as well. I hadn't put him in because I was kind of waiting for certain if they would confirm the deal. But Walker Peters, I imagine, would stay at 74. Che Adams either stays 74 or a downgrade. Not really played enough to kind of justify staying and going a gold, but I'd imagine he'll stay a silver and a half decent one at that. Buffal will probably stay the same. He was a rare gold. We're actually taking his rarity off him by making him non-rare. I don't really feel much will really happen with him regardless. Then Fraser Forster, just because of his on loan heroic at Celtic last season, might just get an upgrade back to a gold or just stay at high rated silver. Craig is 73 rated, so that may help his cause to get an upgrade. If it does, fair play to him. Shane Long, I think, will stay as he is. He may sneak back into a gold, but he is 74 rated. You'd ideally like him to be a gold just for various league SBCs, for like Southampton's league SBC and other SBCs in general. But as a whole, it is a bit tricky, I feel, from a like Southampton view, because most of the team for most of the season were kind of like, the first half of the season were kind of like languishing in the relegation fight, and then managed to do really well second half of the season, even post lockdown, to kind of swing it about. So that there is some, like as I said, some players will merit upgrades, some will not. But as we said, Cedric, Holmesberg, Forster, and obviously like any of the other players within this team that could be like gone by not only by the time this goes live, but also by the time the other transfers kick about. So see what happens. Obviously, as I said, let me know in the comments down below what your thoughts are for Southampton. Do we need a bit of work? Have we went overkill on Danny Ings, for example, or does Ward-Prowse deserve to go a little bit higher? But as I said, this is up for discussion from you guys as always would be much appreciated. So comment down below your thoughts on Southampton. Smash likes always, sub to channel if you're new, follow me on Twitter, G's Legend folks. Take it easy all, thanks for watching, and I will catch you all later.